If you just go to YouTube homepage right now, you'll notice that most of the videos are same thumbnail style, same title style, even same content idea. But in a world where we are told to copy what's working, what's the best way to stand out, and how are these channels managing to stand out even after copying these frameworks from others? This is a question I ask myself every single day. I run a content marketing and video editing agency, and due to the nature of my work, I have to always come up with ways to make my clients stand out, because they are paying me to make their brands look good, not to have my stamp on their videos, right? But this is the question which started bugging me when I started to think about scaling. If I had 10 clients, they use my prompts to create scripts, similar thumbnails, similar edits, then how would they not look like clones of each other? Now, bigger brands spend thousands of dollars every single month to achieve these simple things. But I found some business owners on YouTube who are able to do this exact thing with some very simple shifts. These are so simple that you and I can start applying them today. And in this video, we are going to discuss exactly those. Now, the first thing that I've noticed in business owning YouTubers is they niche down very particularly. Like, they are not trying to appeal to a niche or a sub niche or a category for that instance. Ed Lawrence said this one thing: own your space. And I think that's what most successful business owners on YouTube are doing. Like, if you check out Ross, he has a very peculiar kind of thumbnail style, and he has a very peculiar style of content. His content is speaking to one person, it's trying to solve the problems of one single person. And that's what the most successful business owning YouTubers, who don't have a lot of time to and a lot of money to spend on content, and do the Gary V shit, hustle they are doing this. They are they are approaching content with this mindset. They are making content only for their ideal client. And I was having this conversation with a friend uh, last week about one of his SaaS ideas, and the content of the conversation was how can he get users, free users, on his SaaS web app. That was it. So upon researching a bit, I found that what most SaaS owners are doing, and this is, I promise this is relevant because we can use this in our content. So what most SaaS owners are doing, they create content educating why you need this application. How is this going to solve your problems? So let's say if I have an app which shows you how to prompt properly, or which helps you to come up with AI prompts to get better results, then my whole education content will be around AI. Okay. And how prompting is a very difficult task, and how a change, a slight change in prompt can elevate your content. That's what your educational videos will be around. And that's a very interesting thing in my opinion, because this is exactly what people like Greg Hickman, like Ross, all these successful business owners are using. They create content educating their would be audience, like their would be customers, to understand that okay, you have this pain, and this, identify the pain and help them find a way to solve it. So as always, this, they don't sell education, they sell the execution. And that's what I like most about this approach. And how does this help them to stand out? Well, every single business has has a particular way to operate. Your business has a separate way to operate, or my business has a separate way to operate, right? Our ideal client persona is different, their struggles are different, their aspirations are different. That's why you are able to segregate, you are able to stand out of the crowd, because you are speaking to that one person. You don't have competition. You are the only option. Now, while this majorly simplifies the process for you, still there is a room to be commoditized, right? Because your audience is not really connecting with you one on one. They the buying influence, there are articles, there are hundreds of articles which dictates that the buying decision of a customer is influenced by emotion mostly. And to do that, what they need to feel is, you know uh, you understand them fully. And I think the biggest thing that people don't utilize or underutilize, I've at least seen among my clients, is their own stories. If you have, see, here's the difference between you and me. You have decades worth of experience. I don't have even 1 decade of experience, right? So you have stories, you have hurdles that you had to overcome. There are different ups and downs that you have gone through. You know, when things go south, how things go south. It has happened to you. So the best thing, in my opinion, is to tell your own stories. Your stories can do wonders because people will understand that you are, the right person. Like, you understand their world. You have walked the walk. The problem they are facing right now is something that you are talking about in the video. I cannot tell you how many times I am watching a YouTube video, let's say, and around the end, and these are about struggles and growing an agency. But in that video, around the end, there was a part where the guy said something which blew me away, because I was feeling that exact thing at that moment, because he was talking exactly to me. I was the perfect avatar. I was the correct guy for him. So that's what I'm saying. When you create content, if you create for that one person, your viewer will feel heard, like I felt. Not only me, I have spoken with my clients. I don't like to repeat the same thing again and again. So sometimes I just create videos for them explaining stuff, walking through stuff. So they have circled back to me and told me that the points where I have been explaining the struggles, that was spot on. They felt that exact same thing. So this works. Understanding your clients and adding in your own stories help them feel heard, right? So adding your personal stories have a very big impact on your audience above all. Now, still, we won't like to have boring scripts, like, right? And the ability to pick up the camera, hit record, and create an amazing video with it is a skill that takes time. And as a business owner, this is a very valuable skill that you can invest in long term. Now, I'm not saying you need to take these classes, or you need to take these medicines to do that. You don't need to do any kind of magic or anything. What you need is analogies and metaphors. So these analogies and metaphors are something that you will come up with every single time, because you are speaking to that one single person over and over again, talking to their pain. So there are language which they understand, which are like music to their ears, right? I can give you a musical example. So let's say I am talking to a rock audience. Like, I edit videos for a lot of musicians. So I have seen this. When I'm creating content for rock audience and I'm giving examples of R&B artists, that makes no sense, because these people will not know who Legacy is, or the R&B people will not be interested in Barry Harris or Coltrane or Joe Pass, because they are jazz creators. Now, there will be a handful of people who will be interested in, you know, in Joe Pass or their music, but I'm talking about the majority. What I mean by that is there are a very specific group of examples, analogies, metaphors which we use based on our audience. And as you grow your audience, as you grow your content, you can take advantage of this by having a bank of your analogies and metaphors. And I didn't come up with this. I watched a YouTube video where on sales, actually, where they were talking about this exact thing, and that is very, that was eye opening for me. Because yes, if you have a swipe file, let's say, of your most mostly visited analogies, metaphors, examples, then it will be easy for you to create a video on fly. It will be easy for you to come up with scripts. So when you are scripting something, you have added your own story and you want an example, you don't want to add your own example, you cannot remember anyone right now, you can add in one of your analogies, you can add in one of your examples, your metaphors, which helps your audience to understand your point much clearly. So these are a few ways in which you can incorporate your own style, your own flavor, even after taking inspiration from a few creators. But this is a part of marketing, so we always need to iterate and see what works, what doesn't. The idea is to enjoy the process, which I'm trying as well, and I'll encourage you to enjoy the process as much as you can. If you want to understand how you can add stories, your own stories into your scripts, then you should watch this video out where I have discussed that very thing.